Hi guys, and welcome to this video. In this video, I want to be speaking with you about hyper-individualism. So this is something that is very close to my heart because being hyper-independent has been something that's come very natural to me. And in this world that we live in today, it's congratulated and celebrated if you're very independent and if you can do everything yourself. And of course, being independent is important, but we are being taught to be way too independent. And it goes against our nature as human beings. We are tribe-like humans. Anyone who lives in isolation for too long, no matter how successful they are, will start to develop signs of depression. And I also want to emphasize that yes, being independent is great, but also where does that come from? So a lot of times when people are hyper independent, there's a sense of not being able to trust other people. Oftentimes, hyper-independence is developed as a result of some sort of childhood trauma, learning from earlier in life that you can't trust the people around you. Other people cannot provide for you. Other people cannot help you. Therefore, you have to do everything yourself. So it's a coping mechanism, and it's a helpful coping mechanism, so you get to survive. But it's not so helpful when you are an adult and you are surrounded by people who can support you. You are surrounded by people who happily help you. You are surrounded by a tribe. And if you don't have one, you can go create one or you can access one anywhere on the planet. But then you avoid doing that because you're repeating this pattern from childhood of I need to sort myself out. I need to take care of myself because no one around me will do that. So that worked for you as a child, but once you grow up, what happens with hyper-independent people is that you get burnout, you get exhausted, you feel like you're overly giving your time to other people, you feel depleted, you feel empty, you can start to get signs of depression, and life can start to feel a bit like pointless because you're constantly working or you're constantly putting out your energy and you're not receiving enough back. So then it can become really hard. And then if you have the subconscious beliefs there that you can't trust people or you need to take care of everything yourself or there's no one who will care about you in the same level that you can yourself, plenty of beliefs under hyper-independence, it also becomes very difficult for you to create intimate connections with other people. Because the way that we are interconnected with other people is by being vulnerable and asking for help and showing all aspects of ourselves. So even though you might be hyper independent, I'm sure there's a part of you that would have really appreciated someone giving you a hand with something, or someone giving you a massage just because they love you, or someone helping you with whatever it is that you need help with. So it's really, really, really important to address hyper independence because it can have a massive, massive impact on your mental health. So what we need to do is to look at, with love and compassion and care, where did the hyper independence come from? Why is it so important to be, a singular person who is able to do everything by yourself? Because there's great joy in co-creating with other people. There's great joy in giving other people the gift of giving to you. People, if you have nice people around you, they actually get pleasure out of helping you. They get a sense of fulfillment from helping you. So you're robbing them of an experience of being of support to you. So hyper-independence is, I would say, almost like an illness in the modern society because it also isolates us and it cuts off the tribe feeling. So when you feel isolated and alone, a lot of hyper-independent people struggle with loneliness, and makes perfect sense because when we're doing everything by ourselves, we're not in connection with other people. We're not co-creating with other people. And when we co-create with other people, we get that sense of connection. So what we need to do is to figure out where did that come from, why, and then come up with solutions for how you can trust people again, how you can allow yourself to delegate your tasks, how you can allow yourself to let other people help you, and also for you to speak and voice your needs. So hyper-independent people can also be very helpful to others because they have this can-do attitude and they're there for other people all the time, can be very empathetic and can build great things, but they have a really, really bad time or challenging time with saying, hey, I need XYZ. I need a hug. It could just be a simple thing as a hug. I need to snuggle tonight, or I need someone to help me, pick up my groceries, or you name it. So look at where you have a hard time speaking your needs. And for people who are hyper independent, you might feel a contraction where you feel like it's unsafe to ask for something that you need. You feel like it's like you feel a contraction in your system where it's like, I can't ask for something because there might be a negative consequence. I might get no, it might get rejected. It's better if I just sort it out myself. Where does that come from? So most likely there's been an earlier experience, most of the time in childhood, where you experienced that asking for help had a negative consequence. Excuse me. So asking for help had a negative consequence, or that your needs were burdensome, or just your presence was annoying. And this can be as far back as before you even have any memory. So if your needs, if your existence and you needing help was burdensome, was annoying, or it was impossible to be met, regardless of how good intentions your parents have, as children, we internalize that as people are not there for me. I have to be there for myself. I'm the only one who can be there for me. So when you bring that up into adulthood, like I mentioned, you continue to play out that thing. And then you get loneliness, depression, isolation, and all of these mental health symptoms that have a negative impact on your quality of life. So if you are interested in subconscious reprogramming, this is not meant to be a sales video. I just want to share with you and bring up into your awareness if you have hyper independence going on and it's affecting your mental health. You can do something about it. So even with just the awareness, you can start to speak your truth, you can start to voice your needs, you can start to ask for help, you can start to just, make yourself a bigger person in terms of like who you are and what you need and what's important in your life. And if you need help with this, I am here for you. So you can look at my website and you can look at the programs and you can see if subconscious reprogramming is for you. It's a very effective way to remove the programming, remove the beliefs that say I can't trust people, remove the beliefs that say, oh, it's only I who can take care of myself. So you can finally start to open up, and then you won't get that contraction when you ask for help. And the thing is, a lot of hyper independent people, they associate their success with being hyper independent, and yes, that's true to some extent, but the highly, highly successful people are the ones who are able to ask for help, ask for support, build teams, be interconnected in a woven network of several people working together. So you can only go so far with your hyper independence until you need to break through that if you want to reach a next level. So it's only for your benefit to break through hyper independence. You will keep your independence, but we can let go of the hyper independence. So you get to keep all of the beautiful virtues of being an independent person, but now you can expand it to create more success, create more wealth, create more connections with other people, and start to also receive the beautiful gift of receiving. It's really nice. So this is my invitation to you. So if you have any questions, just ask in the comments below. Give this video a like, that's really helpful. Have a look at my website, and I will see you in the next video.